But kasi in the case of the sir, he was granted, she was forced leave ko then hindi po siya
No, you're confusing the issue eh. If you look at the chronology, she was put in bracket B. She applied for the bracketing in bracket E. She did not give any supporting document. That's why the rebracketing was not acted upon. That's what it is. Now, is that the fault of the UP administration? If somebody who applies for rebracketing does not submit the necessary document? What should happen? O, anong sagot mo doon? Pag nag-apply ka, you apply for anything, you don't submit anything. You expect that your case will be acted.
Of course, no.
Oh, exactly, that's the point. Rules have to apply. The documents were not submitted, number one. The family asked for an extension of the deadline. It was extended 3 times. That is going and bending way beyond what is normal. That is still not acceptable.
Sir, also yung copy ng memo na sinasabi na yung late payment, yung mga hindi tinatanggap yung late payment. Tapos, ina-advise sila to.
So, yeah, kasi kung hindi ka magbayad, hindi ka estudyante. If you don't pay your tuition, how can you be credited? But again, remember, the chronology shows, hindi nakapagsabihin ito.
So the no late policy stands. It stands to this day.
It's effectively suspended in the case of Cristel.
No, I know, but in general, Professor, yung no late
It's the
policy,
provision of the university.
so it stands. Pero ang ginagawa nyo, nagbibigay lang po kayo ng
Kung
palugit.
merong mga pagkakataon na merong problema, we become lenient and we don't do it. Ano kasi, pag sinabi mo naman yan na walang late policy at all, imagine the implication. Okay, what if somebody who is not deserving does not pay any tuition? Oh. And for the whole sem attends classes, how do you want the university to pay? You want you people with everyone a free ride? No payment of tuition? Is that what you want? Oh. Pero pag deserving, it is bent backward. In the case of this, bent backward 3